If you want to write any program in Java, that has to be in within the class. Now we need to understand what is a class. Class is a blueprint of a blueprint from where you will create an object. A class is an entity or a blueprint from where you will create a objects. So the class is a structure. The class is an entity where you will define the properties where you will define properties, behaviors, 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 where you will define properties and behaviors, where you will define properties and behavior, and you will create an object from the class. So if we see the syntax of the class, this is the syntax of the class. Class and class name, class and class name, open flower bracket and closing flower bracket, open flower bracket and closing flower bracket. Whatever you write in Java, that should be within the class, within the class. Okay, whatever you write in the class, whatever the Java program you write, that should be within the class. You write any number of behaviors, any number of behaviors. You can write any number of behaviors, but that should be within the class. Okay, so any of the business logic, whatever the business you write, the business logic should be go inside the method, inside the method or behavior. So what is that, sir? Suppose I want to print something, I cannot write directly, I cannot write directly inside the class. I cannot write this directly inside the class. Look at here what it is telling. The syntax error token welcome, delete this token. So it is not actually, it is not showing up exact information. Suppose if I copy the same thing, if I cut here, if I paste here, same thing, I'm not going to change anything. It is valid, but you cannot directly write your business in the within the class. Understand what is a class? Class is a collection of properties and behavior from where you will create objects, from where you will create objects. So what is object? What is an object? Object is an entity, object is an entity which contains the state and behavior. State is nothing but a properties only, guys. What is the properties? Properties are nothing but int I, int id, string name. These are properties. Behaviors are nothing but functions or methods. Behaviors are nothing but your behaviors are nothing but your functions. Behaviors are nothing but your functions. Understand, guys, what is a class, what is object? Objects are an entity which contains the state and behavior. Class is a blueprint from where you will create your objects. Without class, no object. Without class, no object. A class can be without object but no use, so I'll tell you that in detail later. Without a class there won't be any object. You should have a class to create an object. You should have a you should have a class to create an object. So how to create an object? How to create an object? By using new keyword, we will create an object. Now this is my object. This is my object. Actually, it will create object in a different memory. I'll talk about the memories, that is called heap and stack memories. We will talk more detail about those. So this will create an object in the memory. This will refer that. This will refer that. We will look at into details, guys, not to worry. So now my object is fjp. My object is fjp. So let's say fjp dot id fjp dot id. I'm just printing fjp id. fjp dot name. It means I'm just printing id. I'm printing name. How am I accessing my id and name? Using object. Using object. Without object, you cannot access instance variables. Instance variables. There is an other way. There is something called static variables. We'll talk in detail. Don't get confused. If you might have read somewhere here and there, but don't get confused. Without object, you cannot access your state and behaviors. State and behaviors. Now look at, guys, here what I have done. It's a pretty simple example to explain you what is a class. Okay, class, a class name, and some properties, some behaviors. Even your main method also one of the behavior. Even your disp is one of the behavior, right? So what I'm doing here, I have created an object. I'm creating an object. After creating an object, what I'm trying to do here, accessing accessing state of object. State means, guys, state is nothing but a variables, properties, attributes, all are same name. All are same name. I'm just accessing state of object. State of object. Here I'm accessing state of, sorry, behavior of object. Behavior of object. Accessing behavior of an object. Now if I execute this program, what will happen? How to execute, you guys know it. So run as Java application. So ID is 1000, name is Java, and welcome. So the execution will start from the main method. The execution will start from the main method. So first it came to line number 11. Why it is start from the main method only, we'll talk in detail. Okay, I'll explain why it is a public, why it is static, why it is a void, why it has to be main, why can't it be something else. We will talk in detail. Then it will try to look at the first class. Okay, so is there any first class or not? Yes, there is something called first class, a first Java program. Okay, and I'm creating fjp. So we just a variable name. How you create int I, int j, like that. Okay, fjp equal to new first Java program. It means I created an object, guys. So don't get confused. Most of the people will be confusing here. This FJB is nothing like a variable, a type of first Java program type. It is nothing but a variable, a type of first Java program. Guys, you might have sometimes you might have created int I somewhere in some any of the language. So I is a variable, a type of int. Same way here FJB is a variable or reference variable, because here we are referring object. It's a variable type of first Java program. First Java program. Clear guys? Are you guys able to follow? Are you guys are able to follow? Any doubts? Any doubts? Guys, are you guys able to follow? Masood, Ganesh, Nomita. Please execute everyone the same program. Quickly guys, please execute the program. Please execute and let me know. Once you guys done, I can go move to next topic. Done. Please you guys, please let me know once you guys have typed this program. Nomita, Ganesh, Krishna, Masood, Rohini.
Ravi?
Yeah,
Ravi, here you are using like FJP dot disp, right?
hmm,
So disp is the uh, like to access the disp we are using that object name here FJP, right?
correct.
Without that FJP we cannot use
Access.
that disp.
Until yeah, we'll talk more about it. There is something called static. We'll talk about the static. That time you can able to access, but that's a way is different. But as of now, you understand, without object you cannot access.
Okay.
Are you guys able to follow? Everyone is dead. Nomita, guys, please respond to me, guys. Then only I can move to next. I see some no here. What is that no? Guys, instead of typing, please talk. So I'll not be keep observing your messages, please. you guys can talk. You guys can stop me whenever you get a doubt or not. So Nomita, what is it? No? Any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Okay, no doubts. Understood. Done, everyone? Okay. So now I would like to know how many of you are from any of the programming language? How many of you are from not from the programming language, any programming language? You never know what is a C. You never worked on any of the things. How many of you are no clue at all about what is the int, what is the string, what is the if, what is the else, what is the loops? No clue at all. How many are there?
Hello. Me.
Ganesh, Nikesh. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we not work with any
No, not
programming
work. At
language.
least have you heard about them?
No.
What's your background? I mean, your BTech,
Electrical engineering.
electrical.
Yep.
Okay. So you don't have any programming language before.
See, we have C in first year, but not in depth.
Okay. So do you guys see why I'm asking this question? Because I'm thinking to whether I need to teach you if else condition loops operators or not. So for that reason.
Yeah, we need to learn that.
Sorry.
We need to learn.
Okay. So apart from Sai, you also
Yes, sir.
from what is your background?
Mechanical.
Mechanical. Okay. So you guys have a C language in first year. Long back, huh? Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Why I'm asking this question, guys? So there are some basics. There are some basics. The basics are like what is Java? History of Java. Okay. History of it. Then if else conditions. Loop. Switch. Loops. Loops like a for loop. Loop like for loop. While. Do while. Switch case. Break. Continue. Break. Continue. Operators. Operators are like bitwise operators. Logical operator. Relational operator. So arithmetic operator, binary, unary, there are different kind of operator, pre-increment, post-increment. So I'm I'm trying to understand whether do I need to cover this or not. Whether I need to cover this or not. How many of you say yes for cover? How many of you say no to not to cover? Based on that, I will because these are the basics of every programming language. It is same. So I'm just thinking whether I need to go with this or not.
No, Ravi, not needed.
Sunil, okay. Anyone else? Not to cover, Rohini. Okay, not to cover. No need. Yes, we need to learn them. Can you cover them? Okay, and Nikesh can manage. Okay. Okay. So I see most of them are saying that they are pretty similar with other languages. So most of them are saying that no for it. So for Sai and Nikesh, so we will have some special discussion, and I'll also show you, send you a few of my videos, so where you can understand them, what is that and how they are work. Okay, so now we're directly jumping into whoops. I mean, which is the main mode of, which is mainly required for our map reduce. Yes, for other guys, for Sai and Nikesh who are not from the programming background, I will take some special class or some extra class or some time. So then I'll explain you guys. So it doesn't mean that I'll just leave you. So I will take care of you guys as well. Okay. So now let's move. What is a class? What is a class, guys? We just discussed. What is a class? What is a class? What is a class?
It's a blueprint which defines the properties and behaviors.
Yes, it it is a blueprint or a template to create collection or object. You can create a collection of objects as well to create an object. So now we need to understand what is an object. So I'll explain what is a class. Class, it contains, so as I shown in my program, the class contains the declarations of your state or declaration of your behavior, right? But when it comes to object, object is a physical entity. It can be anything, physical or logical. It can be a physical entity which contains state and behavior. What is a state and what is a behavior? Your laptop is an object. Your laptop is an object which has a keyboard, which has the mouse pad, which has the monitor. Those are the state. Coming to behaviors. So when you switch it on, it will on, and you can play movies there. You can write some programs. So let's take your bike is an object which has two wheels, which will take a fuel. Then what is the behavior? It will move. It will run. Your pen is an object. Your pen is an object. What is the state? Type of the pen, color, type of the color, name of the pen, like a ball pen. Type of the pen means ball pen or gel pen or ink pen. Color means it's white, the color, the type, color, pen color, not ink color, pen color. So what is the color of pen? Name of the pen, whether it's a Reynolds or Cello or what type of pen it is, or Jetter, whatever pen it is. Then what is the behavior? It will write. It will write. Your chair is an object who has the four legs, who has the backrest. Your fan is, so there are anything you take an object. Person is an object who has the name, ID, salary, one if he is employee, what type of person he is. The behavior is he can talk, he can eat. That's the behavior. Clear about the object? Object is an entity which has a state and behavior. Object is an entity which has a state and behavior. Clear, guys? Not only state and behavior, it will also have uniqueness. That's called identity. Let's say person, the person name is identity, or his PAN card number, or his PID. Let's say if you take your S, social security number, if he is in other states, they'll be having, each person will have their own uniqueness. That's called identity. If any object has state, behavior and identity, that we can call as an object. How to create an object? Without class, we cannot create an object. How to create an object? By using class. By using class. Clear, guys? Clear, guys? So now try to
Yes.
understand more about your class. So what is a blueprint? What is a template? Template means which will help you to create multiple objects. It means it will help you to create a multiple object. Let's say you have an idea. Let's say you have some blueprint. Using that blueprint, you can create so many objects which has a common properties. Which has a common properties. So if you see the example which I have explained here, ID and name. Suppose I'm going to create one more object. Suppose I'm going to create one more object. FJ2, FJP2. So now whatever the behavior is there for FJP, and it also will have the same behavior and it also will have a same state. If I create one more common properties, this guy also will have a common properties. So your FJP, FJP2, FJP3, all these guys will have a common properties. From where they are getting the common properties? From this class. From this class. I hope everyone is clear about the class. What is the syntax to class? To get the syntax to class, you have to say class as a keyword, class name, class name. It means name of the class. You have to give some name to class to identify it. And it will start flower bracket, and so you can write whatever the code you like here. This is the syntax of class. Then what is an object? As I said, object is a which has a state and behavior, which has a state and behavior, which has a state and behavior. How to create an object? By using new keyword. Not only new keyword, guys, there are multiple ways. You can deserializing instance. There are some other ways we can look at them later. So by using class name, we will create object. We'll create object. How to create an object? Let's say my class name is first class, first Java program. Then I need to give my name of the reference and using new keyword by passing constructor. So this is called constructor. So not to worry about if you didn't understand now, I'll explain what is a constructor in detail. Now this P has a state and behavior. Now this has state and behavior. The states are nothing but ID and name. The behaviors are nothing but your this. See, each object can have different values but common properties. Values can be different but property has to be same. So let's look at here. So apart from these two, he cannot have anything else new. He cannot have anything else new. It will not allow. Look at here. it is a recommendation, guys. These recommendations are coming from the tool. We'll talk about that tool. The tool is nothing but your Eclipse. So apart from them, you cannot have anything else. You can have only ID and name. You can have only ID and name as a properties, as a state. You cannot have anything else. If you want anything else, it has to declare in your blueprint. It has to be there in your blueprint, or it has to be there in your template. So that's nothing but your class. I hope you understand. So this FJP2 can have its own state values, but not the states. He can have its own state values like 1 or 2. Instead of Java, he can say J2E. And your object 3 can have its own behaviors. I mean states, not behavior, states. Its own state values, not the state. He cannot have a different properties, but he can have a different property values.
Ravi, have a doubt. Huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, Ravi, you declared like FJP dot ID equal to 1001. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now for this one, the object is FJP3, right? So FJP3 is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
new object.
That's what I just is
So
copy paste. It will override. I mean, actually, it will override.
okay.
If I can write
So now
FJP
you are
here,
not.
I can write FJP, but what will happen? The old value will be removed and new value will be available.
So okay. So for that, so you are creating the for those object this 1001 and Hadoop name, right?
Yes, that is FJP3. That is for this is, let's say
Okay.
this guy is Ravi. Let's say this guy. Okay, if I change here, I need to change here also. Different guys at all, altogether different guys. That guy is Ravi. Let's say this guy is Veera, and this guy is Kumar. Let's say. So now three different guys. They're all three different guys.
Yeah, all three different objects and below those three different objects you have declared all the
Three different.
variables like
Yes. So I want to
yeah,
print Ravi. So
variables.
you can print Ravi. You can, if you want to print something else, you can print. So now I'm printing here only Ravi. So if you want to print, you can also print others the same way. Same way, you need to copy paste and you need to change the names.
So inside this third object, I cannot do the actions for the second or first object, right?
No, you
I mean,
cannot do that.
I cannot print. I cannot print for the second object, right?
No. So you're telling that Kumar dot 101.
Correct, correct,
You
correct.
cannot do that. So because there are three different guys,
Oh, okay, okay.
but there is no use of also it. You cannot do all. I mean, it's not allowed to do, but there is no I mean that kind of scenario to do it.
Okay.
Is everyone understand, guys? So what happened when I do this? What happened when I do this? What happens when I do this? When I create an object, there are two type of memories. So not to get confused now, we will talk more about that memories later. But as of for time being, you just try to understand. So what is this? It is a memory which is allocated for your JVM at the time of running your Java application. At the time of running your Java application, this memory is also from RAM only. It is not from hard disk. It is also from RAM. There is something called JVM properties. There we will allocate 1 GB, 2 GB, like that we will allocate. We will allocate that, but default it will minimum is 512 and maximum 1 GB I think. We can change the values. We can change them, right? In this whole JVM memory, there is one more something called stack memory, and something called heap memory. Something called heap memory. This is a stack memory. This is called heap memory. In the heap memory, all the objects will be created. In the heap memory, all the objects will be created. What are the objects? Now I have created Ravi object. Ravi. I have created Veera object. Veera. I have created Kumar object. Kumar. So the names will be in a stack. The references will be from the stack. So Ravi, Kumar, Veera. So this guy will be referring this. This guy will be referring this. This guy will be referring this. So this guy will be having his ID, his name. So we have no. Everyone have their own ID and name. Everyone have their ID and name. Everyone have their ID and name. Okay. Understand, guys? Any doubt?
So once the object is getting created, it will get created in a heap
Yes.
memory.
Yes. Understand, right? So now you guys, I hope you guys very much clear about the class. Class is the blueprint from where you can declare the common properties and behaviors, or common state and behavior for all the objects. You can create any number of objects by using your class name. You are using by class name. So guys, here the properties are your ID and name. The behavior is display and main. Display and main. That also behavior only. Your display and main also your behavior. Your display and this also behavior. Okay. I hope everyone is able to follow. If anyone is not able to follow, please ask me, because this is a very starting class, as you should understand now itself. Okay. I'm very much happy to hear from you guys. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Never don't hesitate to ask any small question also, because I know we are all in learning phase. We are learning. So the class is a blueprint or template which will provide the common properties and behavior for the objects. Objects. So everyone is clear about that point? Is everyone is clear about the point? Anyone has any other doubts? Anyone want to have any other doubts? Guys, see, I would like to give you a reference which I do always follow. That reference, it's my favorite website. It's not favorite website, it's one of the best website which I see uh, in my, which whenever I want to refer, I used to refer that. That's called Java T Point. So I might have already told you guys, but I suggest you go through Java T Point. So I don't know about other technologies, but I always look at this Java because it's easy understanding. Whatever the examples will come to my mind, like it's like the person, an ordinary person is prepared this. It's not like the very high level person is prepared, very high technical words and all. No, it is has been prepared like a person like me, to be frank. So when I see examples here, most of the examples what I want to explain, the same kind of examples will be available here. Same kind of examples. So to make you easily understand, this website is really good. This website is really good. So I personally prefer you guys to execute or go through this website and execute the programs from here. And also you can also validate the code. So this was not there before, now they have launched it. So test it now. Test it now. You can change the values here, but don't change the class name. If you change the class name, it will not work. You can change the things and you can test it. You can change the things and you can test it, but don't change the class name. It will not work because internally they use a same class file. Same class file. If I change here the class file as 1, it cannot recognize. It cannot recognize because internally they using already old class name. So don't do that, but at least you can don't do that, and you can just change the logic and you can get familiar with this. Java T point, I personally like this website. I personally prefer to all my students. It's a pretty simple one, and it looks very easy as well. So for the Sai and Nikesh, I already referred you this one a long back. So please go through if else, switch, for loop, while loop, these things. Please go through these control statements, operators, and tomorrow I'll discuss about the what is the variables and data types. And JVM, these things are as of now it is not required. I'll explain you later what is a JVM and what is the memories are available in the JVM. Internals of JVM we will see in later. Okay, so who are not from the Java background, who are from the not different programming background, I personally recommend go through these things to understand how to write a if else condition, how to write a switch condition, how to write a loops. If you know C, C++, everything is similar in if else, switch, loops, and everything is similar here. No big difference. Okay. If you don't know C, C++ also, yes, I personally recommend go through this. Okay. That's it for today. So if